Josh, thanks for joining us. How you feeling? It's been a couple of weeks since we saw you. You know, how's the shoulder feeling, and how's things coming along there?
The shoulder's getting better day by day, and getting back into the swing of things with some 7-on and some plays in team session the last couple days in practice. It felt good. It's still not where I want it to be or where it needs to be, but the ball's coming out nicely. There's some throws that kind of feel some pain, and some throws I don't feel anything. So it's just kind of trying to limit the pain there.
I know you're not a doctor or anything, but if you said this after San Jose that if you're healthy enough to play, you want to play in this bowl game. Is that still hold true? Is that nothing's changed there?
Yeah, nothing's changed there. If I'm 100%, I'm playing in the game, and I owe that to this university, to this team. It's something that I want to do. I'm not the type of the guy that is going to sit out just to sit out because of what the future may hold, but I'm definitely doing what's in the best interest for this team.
I know, it's kind of become a trend recently for guys to do that, to sit out of the bowl game. Before the injury even, did you ever give much thought to that, doing that?
The way I look at it is, you had 12 other games, and what's one more going to do? I understand that it might be a meaningless game, and there's no conference championship on the line, but there's still a lot at stake here. Going in to our last game, getting an 8th win, it helps out with recruiting, it helps out with the whole conference. There's nice little compensation for the conference that has the most bowl wins. So this is something that it's a game that there is a lot on the line, and people don't really take account for that.
Obviously, you guys already went to Boise this year and didn't turn out the way you wanted to. How do you feel about going to a bowl somewhere you've already been? And I guess, do you feel kind of like there's unfinished business there, even though different teams, obviously?
Definitely unfinished business there. It'd be nice to go on the road over there and get a win. We're a little closer proximity-wise to Boise than they are, so hopefully we've got a nice showing from our fans, kind of make it feel like a home game for us. And we're as a team very excited for this opportunity to go out and go get number 8.
To Josh, just to finish, you guys weren't able to get the bowl game last year and to finish this season with a win, especially after a disappointing loss to end the regular season. Just how important is that for this team and maybe this program moving forward in your mind?
Well, going back to last year, losing our last 3 and 4 of our last 5, that's something that we don't want to do again. And losing our last 3 this year, that's something we'll be preaching in practice. That's something we can't do. And I think the team is very motivated by that and by our slide last year. So we're going to come out to practice every day this next few weeks. We're going to compete.
I guess just how much do you know about Central Michigan so far? I know it's pretty recent news, but
I'm not really too familiar with them at all, actually. But I know they got a good record, and they've won, I think, 5 straight. That's really all I can tell you about them. They're going to be a quality opponent. They always are. So we'll be ready.
Are there certain things that you learned from last year's bowl experience that you see can certainly benefit you this year?
This is a team that hadn't been to a bowl game in a long time. And, we got to go out there and we got to experience some new things down in San Diego. Just kind of, way to juggle your time because, you get a lot of free time. You do a lot of cool things, but at the same time, you've got a task at hand. That's to win a football game. So we'll be preaching that during practice as well.
I know you addressed this at San Jose. The prospects of the future. Have you, had talks with your family yet? Will this be your last game against in the bowl game if you're able to play, or have you made a decision yet there?
We're still kind of figuring some things out. The future is what it is, and we'll control what we can control right now. That's focusing on this one.
Do you have any kind of timeline for when you assume that you'll make a decision one way or the other, or make it public?
It'd be nice to know after the game, or at least a few days after the game, after I've kind of decompressed from the season. But like I said, we'll be focusing on this one first.
You graduate this semester too, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Is that pretty exciting too? Getting your degree. That's
something that not too many people can do. It's a big accomplishment. I think that every student athlete should strive to get their degree before making the jump to the next level. But it's just something that my family and Coach Bowl was very adamant on me getting. So it feels good.
said hopefully any classes that are questionable or Spanish or anything giving you trouble?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You know, there's maybe one that's giving me a little trouble right now, but it's nothing that we can't handle.
I guess obviously it depends on whether you do decide to leave, but have you given much thought to Senior Bowl or things like that if you do choose to come out after your junior year?
Well, that's kind of one of the reasons I went forward and tried to get my degree this semester. Was in the case that I do decide to leave early, the Senior Bowl would be an option, and so yeah, that's always the case there. If I'm able to play in that, I definitely think I will.